Hi, it's Coach Shani coming to you with a motivational minute, the extended version. God has been speaking to me about waiting expectantly on my blessings as well as my kingdom spouse. So if you feel like this message might be for you, whether you're a man or a woman, stay tuned. All right. So if you know me, then you know I am Shawnee, Coach Shawnee, and I have a background in over 18 years at corporate and just a plethora of things under my belt from interior design. But God called me to be a spiritual life coach. I believe that in my soul that is my life's purpose, to help others on their spiritual journey in all sorts of ways. So that is my purpose, my calling. This is the reason why I'm here in front of you right now. So some of that may resonate with you, and that's how you found me on this frequency at this video. So I like to put that disclaimer out there, like, who is she? Where did she come from? This is me. It took 42 years to actually get out here and start walking in my purpose, and some of you can relate. And so along with that came the idea that perhaps you needed to know who you were and be doing what were supposed to be doing for this spouse to show up so they can see the full version of you and you can accept the full version of them. Okay? I will put the disclaimer out there that I am divorced. I've been divorced since 2013, 2015 legally, but I believe God that my kingdom marriage is still going to happen. And some people will ask the question, "Oh, you still believe in love? You still believe? Why would that make me bitter?" I learned so much. I respect the sanctity of marriage and what you can do together, because where two or more are gathered, I truly believe God will show up and show out in a powerful way. So I cannot wait to demonstrate God's power with my spouse and do great things on this earth for God's people. Okay? So keep that in mind as we go through this. I like to approach things holistically, mind, body, and soul. So that's how we'll be breaking down this video. Okay? Okay, so I like to start at the simplest level and build on the complexity. So at the most basic level, we have bodies. And so what we're doing on this earth at this time to prepare for our kingdom spouse, everything is going to be from that angle. How are you preparing your body for your kingdom spouse? So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet, y'all, because I'm just like, hey, give me 1, 2, 3, and I got it, right? So everything for me is mind, body, soul, 1, 2, 3. And so for the body, are you getting up and creating a body that you're comfortable with, that you're comfortable sharing with someone? Are you physically active? Can you get up and move around? Are you healthy? Are you watching over, all the things that will matter to you and the spouse that will have longevity in your marriage, so that they're able to be physically active with you and be around for some years? That's something to think about. So basically, do you have your physical routines in place? That's something to consider. So, what are you doing with your body on a regular basis to keep it healthy and operating at optimal performance? Because think about this. If somebody sells you a lemon, it looks good, the car sounds like it's running great. 2 days after you get it, it's kaput, it's broken down, and now you're a full-time nurse. Is that how you want to spend your marriage? We all have different health issues, some more severe than others and some more complex than others, but let's do what we can to make sure that we're healthy and we're ready and prepared for that person. Just get up and start making, daily changes to your diet and exercise routine. Drink more water than anything else, okay? Just little things like that make a difference. Do I take care of myself, or is this person going to have to come sitting like, oh my gosh, you consume all of that? This is how you living? So be the picture of health that you want to attract. Okay. And in addition to, having the physical routines in place for, healthy diet and exercise, whatever works for you, because you know what circles you run in, you know who you're attracted to physically. So if you say you like beards and bellies, ladies, then, you don't have to be, Miss Olympia or something like that. But you get my point. You know what circles you run in. Just be able to go walking through the mall. If this man want to take you shopping, you better be able to get up and go walking through that mall. Okay, honey? Get ready for it. And fellas, if you want this woman, doing things with you, then you got to be able to keep up. You know, you want this woman on your arms, be able to walk through the mall yourself. So just little things like that. Can I get up and move around? You know, what is my fitness age? You know, if I'm in my 30s, 40s, or 50s, what is my fitness age? Can I move? If I got somebody next to me, we have to sit still and play nurse. Okay? So keep that in mind. And I'm about to get into the adult side of things here in a second. And to drive the whole body preparation home, y'all know what grown-ups do. Are you able to do that? And, you know, are there some things in the way that maybe you got to explain to them? Maybe you need to detox your whole body. A physical, like a detox. Clear your body out, hit the reset button, do a 30 days on focus, you know, start with a detox and then, you know, slowly incorporate foods back into your diet, starting with fruits and then vegetables. And you can add on your meats and carbs later if you're a meat eater. Personally, I'm transitioning to vegan, so it's very important to me to have somebody who respects that. So think about what your needs are, what your preferences are, and what you actually want. You will get what you want, whether you believe that or not. So think about what you truly want and what fits in with your lifestyle. And you might actually get some things that are good for you. So make sure that you got all your systems on go. Go to that doctor's appointment. Get everything checked out and stop being afraid. All right, we're going to move on to the mind next. Y'all, I almost moved on to the mind, and God said, nope, say this. If you want children, no matter how old you are on this earth, whatever your physical age is, we won't say old. Old is relative. If you want children, be clear about that. And if God put it in your heart to have these children and say you're over 40 and you still want these children, be very clear about that and you'll attract that. You probably meet a man, ladies, that don't have kids. And gentlemen, you'll probably meet a woman that doesn't have kids. So if you truly want children, don't let the world talk you out of what you want. Be clear about what you want and design your life. Don't design the life that other people think you should have. Be very, very clear. Okay? Now we'll move on to the mind. Okay. Let's start first with these mental labels. Do you have any conditions that require you to take medication? Have you been diagnosed with something that you do not take medication for? And I say this as a licensed life insurance agent because a lot of people's like, yeah, I don't take the medicine for it, so it doesn't count. However, it counts when you're becoming one. When two become one and you want to get married, you want to spend your life with somebody and make everything you do affect them and everything they do affect you, they need to know what's the mix of mental health between the two of you, right? That's very, very important that you don't hide those things. So if you feel that you might have something going on, something suppressed, you know, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, lots of those things are common in today's society just because of, you know, PTSD, just growing up in traumatic experiences or ex-military, things like that. Go ahead and get your medicine and get balanced. Just get balanced and be honest with yourself. That's the best thing you could do. Don't run from those diagnoses. Don't be afraid of it. But instead, take steps that can help you balance out your body through the medication while you work on the mind and the spirit to heal the rest. Okay? So medication should help you get a stable body so you can even focus on working through those things. And so we don't want to hide that going into relationships. That can end very traumatically for the other person as well as you through the form of rejection. Okay? So go to that doctor and get those scripts if you need them. And I just say all of this to say mental health is extremely important just as well as your physical health. So take it seriously and prioritize it so that it doesn't become an issue in a relationship. You know, there are plenty of people who are functioning on their medication and a healthy routine in healthy, thriving relationships for years. And so don't ever discount yourself. Just get balanced, right? That's the whole point of that. And so along the lines of mental health, it's like, what do you think of yourself? So what is your relationship with self? So do I feel good about myself on a good day, bad about myself on a bad day, or do I feel good about myself every day? We all have our moments, but what we think of ourselves ultimately is will be based on what we attract. So you got to think highly of yourself, then you'll attract somebody who's like, okay, you treat yourself pretty good, so I'm going to treat you good too. So you got to make sure you got all that baggage out of the seat so you can sit somebody next to you. And I'm like looking at the seat next to me. I always imagine somebody sitting there, and do you have things and traumas that are taking that seat of that person? Like there's no room for anybody to sit next to you because all your stuff is there, all your baggage. Get some therapy and clear it up. It's as simple as that. And so, along with the mental and physical, because we spend and we think about money, how we think about money is how we spend. And so mental also is the finances. So your finances are a reflection. Anything, your house, your home, if whether or not your home is clean, your car is clean, a lot of that is a direct reflection of our mental state. So if we're rush, go, 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 the mind is always somewhere else, then our physical manifestation of those thoughts is going to happen, and we're going to show up messy. Sometimes just a lot of stuff piled up everywhere, no time to stop and go through things. And so we have to stop and think, wow, do I have a space that I can invite people into mentally and physically? Because it's a direct reflection again. So when you have a decluttered space, then you have typically a decluttered mind. You've created space to go and focus and get that together. That's something to consider, that like, are my thoughts cluttered all day? Do I have the mental capacity to have another person in my life and consider them, their wants and needs? This is real stuff to think about as you're attracting a kingdom spouse or making yourself available for it, because God has it for you, but are you available for it right now? Are you even ready? Get ready. Get ready. You deserve that, okay? So let's move on to the soul. My favorite, the soul. I'm here for all things spiritual, y'all. So your spirit, your energy, your essence of life has a soul. It's connected to your soul. And that's the go between with your mind and your soul is your spirit, your energy. That's what the world gets to see of evidence that you have a soul, like this energy I give, this essence, like that's uniquely me, right? And so is your soul intact? Do you feel like, okay, I'm going to attract somebody, I want to get married, but why? Why do I even want to get married? You got to understand that I'm only going to tell it to you one way. If you do it another way, that's your business. God better be in that thing or it ain't going to work out. If God don't send you that kingdom spouse or ordain that marriage, it don't matter who you marry. It's going to end in divorce. It's a null and void from day one. And you're going to have a headache the whole time. You're going to be fighting the whole time until you finally tap out. Ain't enough praying and rebuking and saging gonna get me up out. Get this right. God didn't ordain it. It ain't meant to be together. Let it go. Okay? So let's jump more into that. Told y'all I'm divorced. God didn't ordain that marriage. He and I both agree. We cool or whatever, but we got a co-parent, almost 14-year-olds, and the moment, I had to be the spiritual one in the marriage and say, you know what, let's part ways, because we jumped into this on some other stuff and it didn't go the way we thought. God wasn't in it. God wasn't in it. And so I learned from that. By all means, take every relationship you've been in and learn from it. Sit down and write them out. That song Ariana Grande got, all her exes, thank you next. Think about the lessons you learned in each relationship and let that prepare you. Let your lessons prepare you, because they taught you something about yourself that you need to heal, you need to celebrate, and that you need to let go of. Let that absolutely be your free therapy, your free relationship coaching, all your past experiences. Don't discount them. Write them out. Get it out of your system and analyze them. That is your best teacher, okay? Who you are and what you've done is your best teacher for your future. All right? So you say, okay, what does that look like? Analyzing my past relationships. Write the person's name, the date, your age at that time, what you were going through in life. Write what you did like about the relationship, what you didn't like about the relationship, what he did for you, what he didn't do for you, and analyze your patterns. Like, I attracted men who would not. I like my car doors open. I kept excelling for men who didn't open my car doors. When I got to these last two, Okay, I demanded that my car door be open. What was different about me during that time? Okay, when I'm in this state of mind, when I'm in this frame of thought, when I'm not going through any grief or trauma, or I was with him while I was going through grief and trauma. So I had a trauma bond with this guy, So you got to think about that. Analyze your own patterns of behavior, because that's what you're going to go sit in therapy and do. They're going to ask you what you've been doing, why you're doing it, and there's your answer. You don't want it, stop doing it. So write it down. Put it in column format. Like, wow, I don't like these things. I do like these things. I like it when I'm like this. I like it when I'm vocal. I like it when I speak up for myself. I like it when I allow people to do things for me, because that shows that I'm operating in my feminine energy. And men, you might say, I like it when she falls back and trusts me to make a decision. That makes me feel more, I feel like the man. You want this man to feel like, hey, babe, I need you. I need you. Let these men feel needed, ladies, because we work and we have this money and we starting to feel like, okay, I can do it by myself. You're not meant to do it by yourself. Let him be needed. Let him be needed. Okay? And fellas, let her be protected and respected. She will climb mountains for you, okay? Just let's get it together. All right. And so I'm going to wrap this up. So hopefully some of the lessons I've shared with you guys on here about everything. Number one, just keep God in it. Make sure you've gotten yourself together and you're ready for to have that person sitting next to you. What's in your head? What's in your heart? What's on your soul? How is your body when this person is sitting next to you? What do you want it to look like? Write that down. How do you want to be? Where do you want to be in life when that comes? And start working on it. That's all you got to do. Analyze all your past experiences. If you don't like what you've attracted, just write it down and say, I'm going to attract new. Start affirming that in the morning. Talk out loud. Say out loud what you do want, and keep it on a piece of paper, because you can attract that. It's a daily reminder that this is what I do want and what I don't want, so you don't forget the next time you meet somebody. That's all it is. And you'll start to weed out, oh, this doesn't resonate with me. It immediately becomes that. And so when something does resonate with you, wow, I'm ready to accept it right now because I know. And you're not pushing it away. That is the biggest difference, knowing what you want and remembering that as options come available. Look, if you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. And if you need additional information or help or coaching or resources, you can reach me at info.visionandpurpose@gmail.com. This is Coach Shani. I wish you all peace, love, and light. Be great.